Watch weather with Gary Butterworth, only on 29 Eyewitness News.
Greetings, I'm Colette Wilson. One Life to Live is coming right up, and we expect no disruptions today from the O.J. Simpson trial. But before we get started, here's a little something extra from Soapline. For those of us who thought that Nikki was Vicky's only other personality, the emergence of Jean was a real shock. We asked head writer Michael Malone about Vicky's multiple personalities.
We always knew that there was more than one life to live for Vicki Lord Buchanan, and that the origin of this whole show, as Agnes Nixon created it, was in that dark, tangled relationship with her father, Victor Lord. And so what we've tried to do is to really explore with psychiatrists, with researchers, how does a woman's personality fracture, and what is the reason why people suffer from this disorder? How many lives does Vicki Lord really contain inside herself?
With all the research they've done, this story is going to be great. Here's One Life. This is Soapline, your line to ABC Daytime.
No, I want those people at the airport. I want them to check the long-term parking lot for Dorian's car. I also want her limo driver grilled again. I know it takes time. That's why I want you to start right now. I'll be at the station later.
Hi, honey.
You can understand me, can't you? Hey. Hi, honey.
Hi. Hi, Ben.
Nora.
So, anything turn up on Dorian?
No, nothing. I feel like I'm in that Hitchcock movie, The Lady Vanishes.
Well, never mind about the lady vanishes and never mind about Dorian. The important thing right now is you got plans for that party ready?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm sorry. I just heard the music and I thought...
You thought she was home?
Yeah.
Guess you haven't heard anything from her, huh?
No, you?
No. Every time I come in, I expect her to be here waiting, and this whole nightmare will be over.
Listen, Jerry, maybe you shouldn't stay here by yourself.
No, you know what? I'm not leaving.
I just don't want to see you torture yourself
If you came here to give me another lecture on what a fool I am, don't, okay? Because I've had about enough Dorian lectures to last me a lifetime.
Okay? No lectures, I promise. In fact, I was just upstairs going through Mother's things and hoping to find something that would tell us where she went and why.
I thought you agreed with Blair that when things got too hot, Dorian left town.
That's what she used to do.
So why are you snooping around looking for clues?
Because I think maybe you may be right.
What?
I just think, Joey, that Mother didn't leave Landview of her own free will.
So his whole story about looking for his long-lost mother, Irene, the woman he had only seen one time in his life, it was all bull. It was just a load of bull.
So if David Vickers is a fraud, that means the real heir may still be out there. Which means that could be you, Todd.
Look, Blair, I don't care who my birth parents are. Think about this for a second, okay? Whoever they are, they gave me to Peter Manning. Remember?
Well, you might change your mind about that one, Todd. I just hope I get to tell you before it's too late.
I'm looking for David Vickers. Is he around?
Beg your pardon?
Well, he lives here, right?
One usually knocks before walking into someone else's home.
Yeah, well, one usually doesn't leave the front door wide open.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I know who I'm talking to. You're Kevin's mom. You don't like me, you never did. No big deal. Now, I need to speak with David Vickers. Is he here or not?
You have no business being here on my family's estate. Do you realize I could have you arrested for trespassing? I expect that might shut your smart little mouth.
So what do you think? One banquet room? That's enough? Thanks.
Can we get a band in there?
A band? You guys got a band?
Yeah, let's make it 2 banquet rooms.
What are you doing? Inviting all of Landview?
Yeah, just about. How about the podium and the microphone? Ready to roast.
Are you giving an awards dinner or a bachelor party?
How many kegs did you order?
Bachelor.
I figured 8 would be enough.
8?
What about the pool tables?
Pool table should be rolling in as we speak.
You guys forgot something.
What?
Elephants and dancing maidens.
How much do dancing maidens cost?
Oh,
No, hey, look, maybe it seems like we're going overboard. I think Hank deserves it.
of course he deserves it. Of course he deserves it. I'm just feeling like a louse because Sheila's soiree consists of a bottle of champagne and a platter of cheese.
Well, Hank would expect a real big bash, you know, because this is his last night of freedom.
Excuse me?
The last hurrah. You know, this is his final hour.
Make it sound like a life sentence.
Iron bars alone do not imprison me.
It depends on who's guarding the cell
And who's holding the key?
and who gets time off for good behavior.
The role of Rachel Gannon will now be played by Maury Morrow.
Hey, buddy.
Here, and look.
Oh. Howdy.
Hi.
That's all right. Hey, Nora.
Rachel, I'm surprised you're still standing.
Well, I convinced her to take a break from the books.
One dedicated law student you raised here.
Well, she takes after her daddy.
The old lady wasn't such a slouch.
So, what gives, huh? I mean, you guys are never on time.
They're not on time. They're early.
Nah, something's up. I don't trust these guys.
Is that any way to talk to your best man?
Or your future brother-in-law?
It is if they happen to be planning a surprise bachelor party for me.
The only thing I'm planning right now is what to have for lunch. What's the order?
Good idea. All right, look, I am serious, guys, all right? Under no circumstances do I want a bachelor party tonight. Is that clear? Buchanan? Price?
Come on, Todd. I hope that you haven't left on that plane to Florida yet. Where? I put it. That number. Come on, Todd. Answer the phone.
Hi, this is Todd. Leave a message after the beep.
Hey, Todd, it's me, Blair. Look, I need to talk to you before you leave, okay? It's pretty important, and I'm going to go see my mother, and I'll be back in a few hours, so Don't leave without calling me, all right? I promise you. You won't be sorry. Okay, bye.
Mrs. Buchanan.
My name is Carpenter.
Whatever. Look, why don't we just start all over again, okay? I need to speak with your brother David.
Really, why?
I think that's between him and me.
I find it highly unlikely that you and David Vickers could have anything in common.
Why? Because I'm the scum of the earth, not fit to breathe the same air as you blue-blooded lords of Landview?
Probably. I think you should go.
I think I have some unfinished business with David Vickers, and I'm not leaving until I get some answers.
He isn't here.
Well, do you know when he's coming back?
I'm not in the habit of being interrogated, and certainly not by an ex-convict.
Fine. Look, I don't need this. I'll go find somebody who can tell me where David Vickers is.
Oh, for pity's sake.
I'm really sorry. I'll get you a new one, okay? Like I could afford that. I'm sorry. Look, I'll just leave this here, okay?
Wait. Don't go.
Was one of the first things I ever bought my mother. Years ago when we were first reunited.
Yeah, I've seen this. When Dorian went to Tidewater, she was upset and she had to see you.
She called it her traveling good luck charm. She said it made her feel like no matter where she went, there would always be a part of me with her.
Well, where did you find her?
Upstairs on her bureau. She never went anywhere without this.
Well, did you call the police? I mean, this could be what we need to prove that something actually did happen to her.
Yeah, well, yes, there's that, and then there's something else. Something Bo said about the alarm system.
That Dorian might have tripped it.
If Mother were really leaving Landview, didn't want anyone to know, why would she do the one thing that would call attention to her leaving?
She wouldn't. In the same way, she wouldn't take off with David Vickers.
You know, I never really thought she liked David Vickers.
No, she couldn't stand the guy. I mean, the only reason she even talked to him was because he had the evidence that took her off death row. I mean, she thought she owed him something.
Well, maybe she did owe him. If the information that David had that set her free was a fake, and she knew it, Joey, what if...
Dorian did not kill my grandfather.
Bo said that she admitted it to Vicky before she left.
My mom hates Dorian, all right? She would say anything to make her look bad.
Well, I don't think she would make up something like that.
Why is it that everyone can believe the best about my mother and the worst about yours?
Joey, I don't know what I believe. But I think you're right. I think that we need to show this to the police.
Who knows, you know, maybe they're just going to wake up and realize that there's more to Dorian's disappearance than anybody knows.
What a nightmare. What are you doing on the floor?
Just enjoying the quiet.
I'm glad someone is enjoying this day.
Ticket house hunting didn't go so well.
Oh, Luna, it was horrible. Half of what I saw I couldn't afford. And the other half, I wouldn't live in if you paid me.
Guess everything's gonna seem kind of shabby after living at Landfair.
I honestly don't know how people do it. You know, landlords, they want first and last month's rent first before even moving in a stick of furniture.
Well, that's the way it is out in the real world.
Whatever happened to pay as you go?
Guess too many people got up and went.
I don't know why I care. I don't have that kind of money anyway.
Maybe you could get a job.
What about CJ and Sarah? Who would take care of them? I'm worried about them as it is. Losing their home, it's been very unsettling for them.
They seem like they're doing just fine to me.
Oh, no, you should have seen them at the country club. They were all upset about being thrown out of Landfair. Do you know CJ even offered to smooth things over with Vicky for me?
That precious thing.
I feel horrible having to uproot them. You know, they get used to a certain lifestyle. It just seems unfair to have it taken all away from them.
Oh, not to mention how unfair it is to you. I never thought Vicky would throw me out like that.
Guess you never know when somebody's gonna snap. Hey, but she's always been so good to me. Even when I got out of prison, I had no place to go. She didn't throw me out on the street.
Oh, Tina, would you just stop being so dramatic? Nobody's throwing you out on the street. You can stay here as long as you like.
I know, and you and Max have been just great. But, you know, it's crowded enough as it is with Andy and Dylan, and pretty soon the twins are going to be moving in.
Oh, honey, that's going to be a while yet.
Well, I just don't want to overstay my welcome. And if I don't leave within the next month or two, I could stay here forever.
You know what you need? You need another plan of action. You need something to tell you what to do next. That's what you need.
The only thing I could do right now is go and try and make peace with Vicky and just hope she'll take me back.
Oh, honey, do you think she's had enough cooling off time? She sounded like she was pretty angry.
I've never seen her like this before. It was scary. She wasn't the Vicky I know at all.
Did you hear me? I'm sorry about your vase. Look, I'll get you a new one.
No. I am sorry. I am truly sorry. I've been horribly rude to you.
No kidding.
I'm afraid you caught me in the midst of a family crisis, and I just haven't been myself.
Forget about it, all right?
Don't worry about the vase, please. And as far as David is concerned, the reason he isn't here is because he seems to have left the country, and I don't know when or if he's ever going to return.
Figures.
But perhaps I might be able to help you if you tell me why you're so interested in finding him.
Well, it turns out he's the one who's interested in me. He's been snooping around, asking really weird questions about me, and I don't know why.
I can't imagine.
Well, wouldn't be the first time I've been left out in the dark.
You know, I'm sorry. I can't help noticing that the chain you wear around your neck.
Some chick gave it to me.
Well, it's very handsome. And you keep a key on it.
Yeah. Just something my old man gave to me right before he died.
Yes, I remember reading about your father's death. Peter Manning, right?
That's the one. Turns out he's not my father after all.
I see.
Look, I got a plane to catch. Sorry about your face.
Oh, do shut the door, please. They carry the same key. Why? Peter Manning. Peter Manning is not his father. Manning. Irene Manning. My word. Could Todd Manning be Victor and Irene's son?
Tell you the truth, Hank, we thought about throwing you a bachelor party.
Yeah, for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, we figured a guy your age just couldn't handle the excitement.
You need all your energy for your big walk down the aisle tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you got that right. Look, the only thing that I'm planning tonight is to stay home, plan my future with the soon-to-be Mrs. Henry Gannon.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, can we get some service here, please? You know what? Isn't that Mike Baldwin over there? Listen, excuse me. I've got to schedule an appointment with him about the column case. All right? I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Let's hope Mike doesn't drop the bachelor party bomb.
What bachelor party?
Tell me you're taking Hank seriously.
Look, I've known Hank for a while. If he says no about something, he means no.
Oh, Bo, you can't go ahead and cancel everything.
You gotta try. We got a lot of big bucks tied up in this thing.
Has there ever been a bachelor party without the groom?
Oh.
Well, now they know what I had to go through every time we postponed our wedding.
You know, I forget. How many times did that happen?
Oh, I lost track. I mean, we changed the date so many times that my own sister couldn't make it.
Oh, Rika? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she was really disappointed. Yeah, but some of that was thanks to RJ. Yeah. He really wanted to stop it, didn't he?
Well, he didn't.
And tomorrow it goes off without a hitch.
There you go.
Well, it better.
Any other crisis?
None, unless you want to count the fact that I almost got married at police headquarters.
What about St. James?
Well, by the time I had a definite date, they were booked. No, but I have friends in high places.
Oh, good old Andrew.
Yes. So, you're all set? All I have to do is show up.
Oh, you're amazing. I hope you help me when my time comes around.
Do you think you and Bo will get married at St. James?
Well, we haven't really given it much thought. We're still kind of feeling the aftershocks of actually setting a wedding date.
Maybe you can get that rabbi from Grandma's neighborhood, the funny one, to perform the ceremony with Andrew.
Yeah.
A multi-denominational event. That would be nice.
Well, now there's a thought.
Hey, well, June's not that far away.
It's a long 4 months away.
You'll be surprised how quickly time passes. I mean, what with the invitations, the guest list, the dress, the food, the flowers. Not to mention picking out the music, finding the reception hall.
Okay, enough already. I'm starting to hyperventilate.
Hey, it's closer than you think.
So is my future hubby. I better go see him. Don't send out the invitations while I'm gone, girls. How do you feel about eloping?
What?
We'll talk. What was that?
Oh, something about Dorian.
Did you find her?
No, not yet, but I'll tell you later, because I gotta go to the station, then I gotta run out to Dorian's house again. Cassie called, left a message, said she wanted to meet Joey and her there, and
Go get him, Cowboy, huh?
I'm so sorry.
For what? I mean, you got the worst of it. Okay.
I guess 8 cups of coffee are bound to give a person the jitters.
We were expecting you, Miss Daimler. You may go get Addie.
Thank you. How is she today?
Today's been a good day.
Oh, she's having more of those these days, isn't she?
Oh, yes. She's made remarkable progress in the last few months.
Oh, that's so great. You know, I think that it is this place. She seems so happy here. I can't think of any place else I'd rather her be.
We only hope that she won't have to leave us anytime soon.
What are you saying?
Oh, I had planned to address this matter later, at the end of your
What is it? Is she sick or something?
Oh, no. Addie's health is very good, considering her condition.
Sister, what is it then?
There have been, financial complications.
What? My Aunt Dorian is supposed to take care of this bill.
Well, until recently, she has. But she's nearly 30 days in arrears with last month's bill, and she's already missed this month's deadline.
I'm sorry, but there must be some mistake here.
We've tried to contact your aunt, to no avail. Apparently she's out of town.
No telling when she's going to be back.
As much as we love Addie, we can't afford to keep her here indefinitely.
Are you saying that she's going to have to leave?
Of course, that's the last thing that we would want. But we do have our own financial situation.
Look, I understand that, but there's no way I'm going to let my mother stay in some... Are you going to put her in some state institution?
Perhaps you can help with the bill.
I'm doing everything I can to keep myself afloat.
I see.
You know, maybe... Wait a minute. Maybe I can cover a few months or something.
Perhaps that would give you time to make other arrangements.
Look, I will figure something out. I can't let my mother leave here.
Claire!
Oh, Mama. Oh, Mama. You look wonderful. Oh, Mother, everything's going to work out. It's going to work out. It will. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Another scar on neck, tracheotomy. Hospital, 7 years old, rheumatic fever. Peter Manning's nickname, Buds. Safety deposit box key. So it's true. David Vickers has desperately been searching for information about Todd because he knows that Todd is Victor's bastard son. Well, Victoria really couldn't handle this. Very lucky for her that I'm here now.
It meant too much to her. She wouldn't have left it behind.
Maybe her freedom meant more. Look, I know that you two are both worried, all right? But right now, I think you're really reaching.
Oh, Bo, just consider the possibility.
Forget it, Tessie. You know what? He's already got her tried and convicted.
Now, wait a minute, Joseph.
No, all you care about is nailing Dorian.
No, all I care about is the truth. The truth is, I told Dorian to stay put. She took off. The truth is, she admitted to Vicky that she killed Victor Lord.
Why would she confess at all if all she was going to do was run away? That doesn't make any sense.
Because your mother had her dead to rights. And now so do we.
What did you find?
We found Dorian's car.
What?
Was there an accident?
Where is it?
It was in the long-term parking lot at the airport.
Why can't Vicky just realize that I was blinded by love and it had nothing to do with her?
Because David pretended to be her brother, too, and you went along with it.
Oh, Lord. I've got to find a way to make up with Vicky.
Well, honey, don't you think it's too soon?
No, I can't wait another minute. I want my life back. And my sister.
I hope you find her. These will be a big help.
Excuse me, Mrs. Carpenter? Mrs. Carpenter.
What is it?
Mr. Vandenberg is here to see you, ma'am.
Good. Show him in.
Yes, ma'am.
Vicky.
Arthur, thank you again for coming.
It's always a pleasure to see you, Vicky. I'm just sorry that it had to be under these circumstances so soon after Sloane's passing.
Oh, yes, well, things happen.
Well, you're obviously taking good care of yourself. You look, well, I don't know.
Sit down, Arthur.
Oh.
I need to ask you some questions regarding the trust fund that my father set up for his illegitimate son.
Oh, yes, so unpleasant. This whole situation with David Vickers, it's hard to imagine how he could have managed to fool so many people.
Yes. Do you have any knowledge of the trust agreement?
Well, just that it's worth nearly $30 million, and a few years ago they started paying out interest, $50,000 per quarter, I believe.
Who collected the payments?
Well, David Vickers, I assume. Of course, I'm not privy to the actual transactions, but, well, the trustees would have said something if no one had come forward to collect their quarterly payments.
Do you think you could get me a detailed accounting in this matter as soon as possible?
Well, I could speak to the trustees, and they could contact you. Remember, I'm just the literary advisor.
Yes, do have them call. One more question. What happens to the money if the heir doesn't come forward? Does it revert back to the estate?
Well, as I understand it, there is a 90-day waiting period starting from when the heir becomes 25 years old.
When is that?
Well, it was January the 2nd of this year, so there's about 60 days remaining of the period, and if no one comes forward in the allotted time, then the money goes to, well, your sister, Tina.
Tina? Tina? Oh, I didn't realize. That's all, Arthur. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, not at all. I hope that I've been of some help to you.
You have. I'll be expecting the call very soon.
Yes. Of course.
For the last time, Tina. The very last time.
this time tomorrow, we're going to be...
Mr. and Mrs. Hank Gannon.
Yeah, I like the way that sounds. I like the way it feels, too.
So, Mr. Hank Gannon, you're not getting cold feet, are you?
Are you kidding me? Baby, I've been waiting a long time for this. My feet are red hot.
Good. They can keep me warm tonight.
Well, no, actually, tonight is out. I've got a bachelor party to attend.
Hank, you just told Bo and Ben you didn't want one.
Hey, I was just busting their chops. I mean, come on, the way they were so obvious about trying to keep it quiet, I just couldn't resist.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they canceled the whole thing just to spite you.
No, look, those jokers, they wouldn't pass this up any more than I would, all right? Whoa, you know what? I think that might be the office. I told them I'd be here. Excuse me?
Well, go ahead, leave. Everyone else has.
Hey, you, I love you, and I will be back.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Hey, keep your sister company, huh?
Well, it's done.
So, you canceled everything?
It wasn't easy, but we did it.
Well, go back and undo it.
What?
You heard me.
Yeah, I also heard Hank. He said, under no circumstances.
Look, trust me. If you don't give this party for Hank tonight, he will never forgive you and Bo. Come on, I'll help you. Oh, man.
The party is on again. Don't ask.
Oh. I should really get back to studying.
I think you've got a few minutes to talk to your old mom, don't you?
What is it?
I'm worried about my daughter, the law student.
Ben told you, didn't he? After I told him not to.
Tell me what?
I know you're disappointed in me.
Okay, I don't know what it is that you're talking about, but whatever it is, I would never, ever be disappointed in you.
You would if you saw my grades from last semester.
Your grades? I'm sure your grades are just fine.
For the average law student, yeah, but not for the daughter of Hank and Nora Gannon.
Please take us off that pedestal. We're not perfect, sweetheart.
No, you were only top of your class.
I don't know why you're putting so much pressure on yourself to do things the way we did it.
Don't you think I can?
I think you can do anything that you want to do, sweetheart. I just want you to do it your way. Not our way, not anyone else's way, your way.
I know. I guess the schedule's getting to me.
Is that why you're pumping yourself up with so much caffeine so you don't miss a minute of it?
You know better than anyone there's no let-up.
Sweetheart, if you're this wired when the semester starts, I hate to think what condition you're going to be when the finals roll around.
Can we just drop it? I know what I'm doing. I thought that these flowers would brighten your room, Mama.
I have something for you, too.
You do?
It's a key ring.
Oh, Mom! It's beautiful. Did you make this?
I like it. Now you will remember me.
I'll always keep you in my heart, Mama.
Good. You know, I would ask you to come work for me at Melodor, but I can see that they are keeping you very busy here.
I like it.
I know that you do. I know that you're happy. It makes me so happy that you're happy.
Yes.
You're not happy, Blair.
Me, Mother, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You don't talk about Cord this time.
Yeah, well, Cord and I didn't, well, we're finished. It didn't work out, that's all.
But you love Cord.
Yeah, I do. But, Mama, he didn't love me. Not enough, anyway, and he was more interested in saving his ex-wife than just being with me.
Like Max.
Yeah. Like Max.
But Mama, you know what? I've learned a lesson that I'm not going to fall for anyone ever again who doesn't put me first.
You miss Court.
I can't miss him, Mama. I can't let myself do that. I've got Melidor right now to take care of and other things.
You need money?
Well, it takes a lot of money to start things up as well as other things that I need to take care of. See, Mama, actually, to tell you the truth, Corb was going to help me out financially, but I'm going to take care of that on my own now. Dorian, yes, she wrote me a big check the other night, but it's getting smaller by the minute. Funny thing is that I have a friend who's sitting on more money than he could ever need, and he doesn't even know it yet.
Hey, Todd, it's me, Blair. Look, I need to talk to you before you leave, okay? It's pretty important, and I'm going to go see my mother, and I'll be back in a few hours, so don't leave without calling me, all right? I promise you. You won't be sorry. Okay, bye.
I'm already sorry. Sorry I ever came to this town.
Nice visit. Did you show her your paintings?
Blair said I have talent.
And she's right.
Blair has talent, too.
Thank you, Mama. She probably gets it from you. Shall I come up later, find you for dinner? They're making your favorite.
Yes, find me.
Oh. I'll see you before you leave.
Thank you, sister. Come back.
I will.
She likes you very much, Mama.
She's so good to me. So good.
Well, you deserve it. They better be good to you.
I don't ever want to leave this place, ever. Do I have to? Do I?
No, shh. No, Mama. Don't you worry about a thing. I will figure a way for you to stay here and to take care of Melidor, too. But tell you what, right now, I got to get going, okay?
No!
Mama, I'm going to come back, okay? I'm going to be back.
Promise?
I promise you.
Maybe your friend can help you.
My friend?
The one who's sitting on all that money.
You mean Todd? No, Mama, I don't think Todd is the answer to my problems. Or maybe he is.
Well, at least we know there wasn't an accident. She's not lying somewhere hurt.
I'll let you know if I hear anything else.
Thanks again. That.
I just don't believe she would do it.
Yeah. Thought I knew her better, too.
I mean, how could I have been so wrong about her?
Oh, Joey. Joey, maybe she was planning on calling us when she got to wherever she was going.
But she didn't.
Listen, if there was an accident, the police would have found her, right?
We would know by now.
Not if someone didn't want her to be found.
Yes, Mr. Watley, I am still here, and I do need to know when that room is going to be ready. I will need a progress report within the hour, because I have something that needs to be moved into the room just as soon as possible. Yes. Thank you very much. The maid is absolutely useless. Tina.
Hi. It's good to see you smile.
I'm pleased to see you.
You are? Well, Vicki, you don't know how happy that makes me. I brought these for you. Oh, Vicki, I just want everything to go back to the way it was before. Please, I just want...
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Vicki.
It's over for you, Tina. It's all over.